From faking pregnancy pains,
I told you I was pregnant at that time,
to stripping an entire apartment clean, mattress and all.
She took my TVs, my Xbox console, my bag full of electronics.
These are the biggest liars ever caught in Judge Judy's courtroom. Starting with Nicholas, who swore he'd been completely unable to work for 2 years due to severe injuries in both shoulders, which required surgery. But he gets caught instantly when he admitted using significant force to slam down a jammed window during maintenance around the house.
I'm waiting for surgery for my shoulder. Both shoulders, actually. They're both damaged.
According to him, he's practically crippled, but this act doesn't last long, because a minute later, he's bragging that he's the only one strong enough to open a jammed window in their apartment.
So it takes like a lot of force to push it down.
Judy catches him immediately.
Let me tell you something, Nicholas.
Yes, ma'am.
She told him 10 minutes ago he told her he hasn't worked in 2 years because he needs shoulder surgery, and now he's saying this. Across from him, his old roommate, now the defendant, is done with this act. She tells Judy she had to call the cops on him 10 times.
10 times that the police have been called about my house.
The truth is, Judy wasn't buying their sob story for a second. Nicholas lied about being completely disabled from shoulder injuries for 2 years, but at least his lie only cost him the case and a little bit of dignity. But what Jasmine Brown did was even more reckless, and it cost her a lot more than just the case. Jasmine claimed she drove her roommate's car to the hospital for pregnancy pains while limited to a hardship license, but it was a lie.
Where were you going?
to the hospital.
Judy trapped her by threatening to call the hospital to verify the emergency visit, and that made her cave immediately, as she admitted it was actually just a trip to a friend's house.
Where were you going on August 5th?
I went to someone's house.
This was Judy's reaction to the lie falling apart. Now, the problem was that under a hardship license, she wasn't allowed to drive unless it was to and from work. And on top of that, she had an accident on the way to her friend's house, which got the car impounded and junked.
Because the car was impounded, couldn't get it out in time.
The case ended with Jasmine having to pay the plaintiff $1,400. She lied about an emergency hospital trip to justify joyriding on a restricted license. But at least she didn't drag family members into her web of deception. What this next guy did was even more audacious, and it legit got him kicked out. He swore under oath that his fiance's son stole his car keys one morning, drove off, and got the vehicle impounded. But Judge Judy was doubtful from the very start.
Because that's a really hard story to make up, what he just made up.
The man claims he spent the holidays with his fiance's family in Los Angeles, but that's fishy because if his car had been stolen, how'd he get there? That's exactly what Judy asks him, and he gives the dumbest response.
How did he get there?
This gives it away, and Judy decides to corner him on the return trip.
How did you get home?
This is when he makes everything exponentially worse by claiming his fiance's dad dropped him off in Los Angeles for the holidays.
How did you get home?
I had her dad take us.
Now, that was a big mistake, and he was about to find out why.
Phone number?
Phone number. I don't know it by the heart. It's on my phone.
Judy knows that she's caught him when she threatens to call his father-in-law to confirm the drop-off story. So she asks the girl one last time if her father will back the story they just told her, and she very confidently lies to her face again.
What is your father going to tell me?
Yes.
That he did?
Yes.
But this is when the man knows that he's toast, so he gives in.
That's not necessarily true. Okay?
His claim is dismissed and he's kicked out of the courtroom, but at least he didn't try to rewrite basic physics. What Reginald Burkett did was even more delusional, and it became one of the most mocked and iconic Judge Judy takedowns ever. Reginald was getting sued for crashing into the plaintiff's car, but instead of paying up, he had made a counterclaim that the plaintiff crashed into his car. Now, that was especially crazy because of what the pictures of the crash showed.
Well, there is no question that he hit your rear.
It was clear that the blue car belonging to the plaintiff was hit from the rear end, so he couldn't have possibly hit the defendant. Unless, of course, this insane lie Reginald was spinning was actually true.
Well, he slid into me. I was going straight across.
The cover-up might have been the only thing worse than the color of his shirt in that courtroom. He's basically claiming that cars somehow drive sideways through intersections. But Judge Judy exposed him by demanding photos of his own car and calling his slid sideways claim ridiculous.
You hit him. This is damage to the front.
Now, instead of just owning up, he kept claiming that Evan's car slid sideways into his Camry.
Unless his car was driving sideways.
Now that sounded crazy.
Exactly. That's
Ridiculous.
what he was.
At this point, Judge Judy, well, she had had enough.
This is the front of your car. Close your mouth, so just say yes or no.
After this, Reginald's counterclaim was tossed, and this became one of the most iconic Judge Judy moments ever.
Which hit his car in the rear.
Reginald ended up having to pay for Evan's insurance, but at least his nonsense stayed limited to one bad accident. What Mr. Hilgers did was even more shameless, and it got his entire breach of lease claim thrown out. Okay, Mr. Hilgers claimed that he was never notified about the upstairs electrical outage that forced the tenant to hire an electrician herself in July of 2017. But he got caught instantly when Judy pulled up text messages showing he was directly informed and even replied that he would swing by to check it.
And you said, I was never notified. That's what you told me.
I was.
You weren't notified.
But here he was suing his tenant, Miss Colvin, for unpaid August rent and damages after she ran recovery houses in his homes. Colvin withheld rent due to basement mold and repeated electrical failures that she fixed herself since there was no response from him.
And all I could do was stand at the top of the stairs.
She explained why she had stopped paying rent.
Tell me why you stopped paying.
Due to the damages of the house.
She then described the flood.
It was a basement flood that flooded out the entire basement.
But Hilgers is real smug as he denies everything that's being said.
But there was water damage.
I know. It pumps out as soon as it goes in.
But his lies all fell apart when Judy asked the defendant to present proof that she had gotten all the work done herself.
Paid bill from the electrician. This was in July.
Correct.
As if the repair bills weren't enough, there were even text messages in which he was informed about the damage.
You saying I went by today and fixed the electrical.
With that, his case falls apart, and remember, if you ever find yourself in Judge Judy's courtroom, remember that.
You get to lie to me once. Only once. We're done.
He lied about never being notified of serious property issues despite direct texts and replies. But he still wasn't as dumb as Samantha Salazar, who did something even more pathetic while driving drunk and unlicensed. Samantha claimed her driver's license was suspended due to unpaid parking tickets on her mother's car, but got caught instantly when Judge Judy explained the parking tickets attached to the vehicle, not the driver. So they couldn't cause a personal license suspension like that.
You got your license suspended for moving violations.
Yeah.
The plaintiff, Mari Anderson, sued Salazar, her daughter's former friend, for damages to her 2005 Buick Century after Salazar crashed it while driving drunk and without a valid license. Anderson claimed Salazar took the car, likely without full permission, and wrecked it, leading to repair costs.
Miss Salazar, do you remember how the accident happened?
This is when Judge Judy asked her if she had a license to begin with.
Did you have a good license on that day that you drove the car?
I did not.
She claimed her license was suspended due to pending parking tickets, which then made Judy ask her whose car did she have pending parking tickets on. To this, Samantha responded.
On my mom's car.
Following this, Salazar starts to crumble.
That's how I got my license suspended.
Samantha ended up having to pay for all the damages, but at least her story didn't involve stealing an entire household. What Ada Nunez did was even more destructive, and it cost her a $3,600 judgment and total exposure as a stupid thief. This whole thing started when 21-year-old Kevin Ponce posted a roommate ad on Craigslist. That's how Nunez ended up getting the place, but she would soon move out of there, claiming Kevin's place was full of weed and alcohol abuse.
Want to tell me why?
Because of marijuana and alcohol abuse in the house.
That's a lie too, Your Honor.
But the problem started when instead of moving out with just her own stuff, she cleaned the whole place out too. TVs, Xbox, a bag of electronics, even the guy's damn mattress.
My TVs, my Xbox console, my bag full of electronics.
Kevin had receipts and even a police report to go with them. Ada, meanwhile, couldn't keep a single story straight. First, she said she didn't move into Kevin's place in May, as she was in Seattle in May. Then it was with her mother, then Tampa, then Orlando. Judy cornered her by demanding landlord names and phone numbers that she couldn't provide.
Yes, there is.
Great, I want the number.
I have to look it up.
It was clear that she was lying.
You're a fibber.
I'm a what?
Fibber.
Every time Ada opened her mouth, the hole got deeper. She tried to spin some nonsense about being laid off due to harassment and having a trespass order.
Due to harassment.
You say that
I have a trespass warning.
It was all a made-up tale, and Judy let her know that she's not only a thief, she's not a very smart one either.
I mean, you're just not smart. You're not only a thief, you're not a very smart thief.
After this, she was slammed with the $3,600 judgment, and Judy once again proved that she can sniff out a liar in under 30 seconds. And just like everyone else in this video, she found out the hard way, you don't lie to Judge Judy and get away with it.